Hey everyone, John Runner 88 here with another Star Wars figure review. And this time it is Reva, the third sister from the Star Wars Vintage Collection. And she recently appeared in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Fun character. I think that the story could have been worked a little bit better. But definitely a fun character. And let's see what else they do with the character, either before the events of the show and spoilers after the show, because she does live, which is fun. We're all too used to dark side users getting their redemption and dying right after. So, she was utilizing the dark side to seek revenge, but wasn't, giving herself to it fully. So she was able to easily turn back, I think. But yeah, I will kick the overhead light on so we can get a better look at her. I wanted to give you the ambiance and keep an eye out because I'm going to have a diorama days, just kind of going over this effect over here and whatnot, because I know you're like, what's going on now? I thought I was in the Fortress Inquisitorius, but alas, it is my dining room. And the illusion is broken. I apologize. But we can move her out of the way for a moment. And we'll take a look at the card back. Maybe we'll look at the card back. Can we, please? There we go. You can actually see here, I know I watch Bosk's Bounty videos, and he noticed this as well, that there's like a little like mark here, and that is because they're using thicker cardstock than they used to, and they haven't changed the size of the boxes that they're being shipped in, so the bubbles are pushing against here a little more. So that's going to be annoying for carded collectors, but I don't really care too much because I open up my figures. But that will be an issue for a lot of people, I'm sure. And hopefully Hasbro addresses it, or they're not going to care because they're going to just get rid of all the plastic eventually anyway. You are just not focusing right now. It's up close. I don't feel like moving my camera much, but yeah, it's an alright picture. I don't get when they do like shots from like, it's like a publicity shot, like a promo shot, rather than like a shot from the media. There's no rhyme or reason to the images they choose, so it's whatever. Looks cool, but there's plenty of shots from the show they could have easily used for, which would have been a little cooler, I think. That's that. She came in from Amazon today. They've been shipping out this wave of figures, which is cool. It was originally slated for November, which is definitely like a buffer date that they had put down just because of all the shipping issues that have been going on. But they've been coming out in Targets recently, and like I said, Amazon has been shipping them out. So let's take a look at her. She's got her hilt on her belt, which is awesome. I am very happy that they are going back to giving hilts to the saber-wielding characters. Be a little careful. I thought I almost broke the peg off when I was putting it in at first. If you have something that you can maybe like widen the hole a tiny little bit, or it could just be mine just being a little snug, but just something to be a little careful of. It's a strong peg, but it's still plastic. Okay, so there you go. The likeness is awesome. The hairline looked pretty good on mine too. That can usually be an issue with some figures, but yeah, the eyes were nice and straight. The deco for her seems to have her eyes closed a little bit, which can almost make it look like it's printed incorrectly, but that's just kind of the vibe they're going for. And she's got, come on now, nice looking ponytail on the back. The cape is, I'm not even sure how it's connected back here. There's like a little peg I can feel like at the very top, and it feels like I don't even know what it's there for. But it lays pretty good. It's got like a little crease in it from being in the package, but I mean, you could like iron it down, but I mean, it lays fine. I kind of like how it's got the crease in it. It kind of makes it a little more dynamic when it's behind her. She's got the rubber overlay for the shoulder pads. Her left arm for me doesn't quite like to work as good as the other arm. Her shoulder pads do, not the rubber ones, but the ones actually on her arm are keeping them from going up like super high, but it's whatever. Her elbows are pretty awesome. They get up a little past 90 degrees. This hand for her is a little, it likes popping out for me. She doesn't have wrist, like she can swivel her wrist, but she doesn't have like a bend at her wrist, which can be a shame, but I think when they do that, they do a pretty decent job of putting kind of like a nice little like kind of like curve to the fingers, so you can get things, get weapons kind of like in like a pointed position relatively easily. But they could have definitely put a hinge in there if they wanted to. Legs are great. She's got the new style hip articulation, which is great. And she's got the rocker ankles, which is also awesome. She's got a pretty sweet torso here too. It's a nice little ball joint. I don't like when torsos are very like ratchety and stuff. I feel like they're gonna like break off, but I think it's just the balls and pegs that they use are just to have they're not like circular, but they're like kind of, you know, they got little sides to them, so they kind of click around. One small issue I have, it's not like crazy, but due to excuse me, the size of the lightsaber that you can hardly see, due to the size of the lightsaber, they had to like cram it into the bubble. It literally goes from the top of the bubble on the card all the way to like the little bumped out foot like section that they have, that's used to like stand them up on a shelf, and they actually have this like in like going into that little bump. And the problem with that is, since it's like basically like on the very outside of the bubble, it does have the tiniest like curve to it. You can't see it much here. It's definitely apparent like in person. I'm sure if I put it like down, you can definitely see that, like, you know, I can like put, it's definitely like kicked up a little bit. Say hi, Purge Trooper. But yeah, you can definitely see it's got a little curve to it, and I'm sure that if I put something on it for a while like that, if I put it under like some books for a little bit, I'm sure that'll straighten right out. But just a little note to keep in your mind when you get your Revas. But it's an awesome lightsaber, awesome figure, and she also comes with the disconnected sabers. When you put them together, they are not quite the like length. They're like bigger than the actual saber would be, but they've got like these little extra pieces. So like, and I'm assuming it's supposed to be kind of like the bits that you would like screw together or whatever, however they plug into each other. And I think, yeah, they are actually two different lightsaber pieces, because one has a little circle bit on it that's supposed to be like the where they connect it to their hip, and the other one doesn't have that. So I'm actually impressed that they did two different sabers for this. They could have easily have done just like the same one, and nobody would have batted an eyelash to it. But nice little attention to detail there. I'll put the other, put the double sabers in her hands, because why not? Have some fun. don't worry about those guys over there. They're just standing guard. They're doing their jobs. Yeah, literally the only thing that would have improved this figure, in my opinion, is just some more wrist articulation. But, and like I said, that one kind of pops out on mine a little bit, but it just plugs right back in, so it's not that big of an issue. I'd rather it pop out than break in half. So, yeah, that is Reva, the third sister. It's a brand new figure from Hasbro. All their new figures have just been absolutely amazing, and they're just awesome. Like, I just can't get enough of their new figures. I've got I got the rest of the wave coming, and the Vader is the only one that hasn't shipped for me yet, and that's one I'm very excited for. We've been needing a new Vader with all the soft goods and everything, so very pumped about that. So yeah, that is Reva. She is awesome. Pick her up. If you're on the fence about it, jump off the fence onto the side where you get a Reva, because that's a good side to be on. Great character, great figure, great background, right? Looking good. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Go do the like and subscribe thing, and follow me over on Instagram. I've got a lot of extra pictures, background images over there. Some different angles you don't see on here. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye, guys.